I'm super excited because today I'm seated here with Andy Blow from Precision Fuel and Hydration, and we're going to talk about training the gut. So, Andy, my first question is it even possible to train the gut? I mean, we've heard about this, but is that a truthful thing? Can we really do this?
Yeah, it's not something that was widely accepted all that long ago, but I think there's scientific evidence emerging. There's lots of anecdotal evidence from what athletes are doing to suggest that, yeah, if you feed yourself more when you're training, then you can increase the capacity of your stomach to deal with that and increase the capacity of your gut to absorb it. So yeah, you can train the gut.
Okay, so it is possible to do, but then how do we go about doing that? I mean, if I've got a race coming up, how many times should I be practicing this? Like, do I just go for it all at once? Do I gradually increase? Can you give us a little insight here?
Yeah, I think the kind of protocols that people are using are still being developed, but it makes intuitive sense. And what we've seen work with a lot of athletes up to this point is taking whatever level you're at the moment, the same as you would with any type of training, and then incrementally nudging it in the direction you want to go.
Okay, so kind of a gradual increase.
Gradual increase. Trying to be as specific as you can when you're training it, because most of us could go out on an easy bike ride and eat quite a lot. That's a simple task, and your body's fairly relaxed and it's going to digest and absorb things really well. But the thing to do is start off by going out and doing training sessions where you fuel like you think you would in a race, and kind of make a note of how much carbohydrate, how much fluid, how much sodium you're taking in per hour. And then the idea is that if you want to nudge those numbers up, then you've got to just use that as a target for next time and add a little bit, and then add a little bit the next time, and try and do it in training sessions that are as close to race simulation as you can. So your longest rides, your longest runs, your brick sessions, they're the times to be training it. For most people, we'd say training it like twice a week is good. Once a week is adequate. And the main phase of training would probably be somewhere between 6 and 10 weeks out from a major race. So that's when you're really going to progressively increase to race day.
Okay, gotcha. So, I mean, a month or two out from race day, 1 to 2 sessions a week, preferably the intensity that's going to mirror closely what they would be doing in a race.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit here about grams of carbohydrate per hour. Yeah. I mean, I know for me, I'm taking in about 90.
Yeah.
I mean, some athletes are, at 30. We've got professional athletes now that are excess of 100 grams of carbohydrate an hour, like 110.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do?
Yeah, it's very individual. You need to figure out, first of all, it's a little bit aligned with your goals. If, like you're aiming to race very, very fast, if you're at the sharp end of the race, then honestly, largely more carbohydrate is better up to a certain point, and that limit is really going to be what you can comfortably tolerate. So we are definitely seeing athletes taking 110, 120 grams an hour. We've got data from Leon Chevalier in the 22 Ironman Kona 22. He took over 100 grams an hour consistently through the race, and his race was like 7 hours and 50 minutes or something like that. Yeah, so four of these an hour or thereabouts.
Oh my goodness.
Basically 8 hours straight. It's pretty impressive that they can get that amount in consistently and tolerate it. But these guys practice it. That's the way you get there.
That would definitely take some practice to get 4 gels an hour for 8 hours.
Yeah. But it's not an aspirational target that everyone needs to shoot for. If you're not racing as quickly, maybe you've mentioned for you it's kind of 3 of those, about 90 grams an hour. And then we'll see athletes, I think, some people will be doing an Ironman on 60 grams an hour. I think, in my experience, maybe much less than that, and you're probably on the light side for doing a long distance race. But we've seen it done. What most amateur athletes would benefit from really is just understanding what their current intake is, and then experimenting. If it's less than 60 grams an hour, I'd say experiment with nudging it up and see how they feel. Because 9 times out of 10, I would say, when you start doing that in training, you realise the benefits in training are you can go faster for longer, you recover quicker, and then your gut is ready on race day.
Awesome. Okay, so training the gut, something that we can do and something that will take a little bit of practice, but ultimately should benefit our performance.